guys, how you doing? So we're in my backyard right now on my deck. I've got a thingy over me, an awning over me to kind of keep the intense sun out of here. My daughter and I went this morning to get flowers, and she picked out this beautiful little planter that we're going to use. Still have the price tag in it. It's a 13 by 13 pot, meaning 13 down, 13 across. And I'm actually going to be potting up this with shade-loving plants, with the exception of our spiller, and I'll explain what that means in just a second, because I'm going to be putting this on our front porch, and it only gets morning sun, not much of the afternoon sun. So you need to also pay attention to where you're going to put it as to how, what type of plants that you're going to get. This is Fiesta Double Impatiens. So the double means that they're double flowers, which I am a very big fan of. And this one is the Apple Blossom, same type of flower. So I have some of those. Then these ones I haven't used before. This is called a Deep Rose, or a Torrenia hybrid. So I've not worked with it, but it looks amazing. So I'm also, I was trying to figure out colors that would go well together. And then this one I know is, these are the fuchsia, excuse me, they're fuchsias. They're the upright type, and these are a fan favorite of all of the hummingbirds. These are really hummingbird attractors, and I thought that might be fun so that the kids could see some hummingbirds as well. Typically, there are 3 components to a container. You have a thriller, which is something that is more upright and will stand up and shine taller than the rest of the plants that you have in here. And today I have an elephant ear. It's kind of on the darker side, and it has dark veining underneath. So beautiful. So this will go in the center. So this is your thriller. And then on the inside you have your fillers. So you have all the flowers that you want to put in to fill the container. And then you have your spillers. So this is called Blackie. It is a sweet potato vine. There's lots of different colors of sweet potato vine, and they're just ornamental. They don't actually grow sweet potatoes, but when you clean out your container, you would swear that their roots look like sweet potatoes. Don't eat them. They're disgusting. I wasn't quite sure what to go with as far as the color of my spiller, but I went dark because I have a very light container, and the leaves of my filler are very light green, so I wanted something drastic, something that would kind of match with my thriller. Okay, so anyway, but again, it's entirely up to you what color scheme you want to go to, or even if you want a filler, a thriller, and a spiller. So when you pick out your container, you want to make sure that it has a drainage hole. If it doesn't, you're going to have to be very, very careful with how much water you give it, because it's not going to be able to drain out the bottom. When I'm just doing flowers, I don't always use an organic soil, but it's what I had because I was potting up a lot of vegetables from seed. If it's edible, I'm going organic every time, no matter what, every time. So anyway, so I just want to fill this. Not completely to the top, because some of these have some bigger root balls in them, and so I want to accommodate for that, but then we'll top dress with more soil after we get them all settled. So what I'm going to put in before I put my plants in is my trusty go-to Espoma Organic Biotone Starter Fertilizer. And basically it's just this powdery granules that you put in because it helps develop root growth, helps to give it strong roots, and So it will also fertilize and last not necessarily all summer long. I have a water soluble fertilizer that I put in once a week. So you just sprinkle some of that in. I put in a couple handfuls. There's instructions on the back as to how much you want to use. And you just kind of mix it in just a little bit. Now, all of the plants that you see here, I'm not necessarily going to be using all of them because I just probably won't have room. This is a summer container. I'm going to keep this going all summer long on my front porch, and so that allows their root balls to grow bigger, so I'm not going to jam pack it. And besides, I know that these are going to put on some significant size, so you want to allow for that as well. So it may look a little sparse in the beginning. Mine isn't really going to be seen from the back. All the other three sides will. So I'm not going to bother. I only bought 2 of these that I'm going to put probably about here because they get so big, and they, you know, I'll end up having to trim them because it'll take up my entire front of this planter, and I kind of want the planter to be seen because that's why we buy them, right? We love them, they're pretty. All right, so then first of all, we're going to make sure that we have room for our filler, our elephant ear. Now sometimes, not necessarily these, but they can get a little root bound. You'll find that with perennials especially, but with annuals, not quite so much. But you can just move them around, move the roots around. Okay, so see which way I'm going to have as the front. And that will help to know where to put the rest of the flowers. All right, so I've got my thriller in. I'm going to go with my spillers. See, so this one has some root boundage going on. And you can just fluff them out. It won't hurt it at all. Then you want to make sure there's some soil in between your plant and the container. You just kind of press it up against just a little bit. Nothing major. Okay, so the last thing you want to do is you want to water it in. Make sure that any and all air pockets are smothered in with soil, because once you water, then all the soil will collect down in and get them all nice and snug in their beds. So you just want to get in all the spaces you can see, water it in. And then that will also activate our Biotone starter fertilizer to help with their root growth starting now. So anyway, I hope you found this fun, and I hope this gives you some ideas on how you can do your own pots at your own house and be able to enjoy them all summer. I hope this helps, and I will talk to you soon. All right, bye.